All right. Hello again, everyone, and welcome back to the stream. I am Ra Zim, and this is Guild Tales Dungeons and Dragons, Season 2, Episode 30, A Tour of Rakdos Campus, Part 2. Do remember to check out the description down below. That is where you will find our link tree, which has links to our Discord, Telegram, Twitter, Patreon, and more. So do consider checking all of those links out. And for those watching this on YouTube, come join us live over on Twitch. Now, let's go ahead and have a brief recap. Let's have Cirrus do it. Well, I guess we can ask somebody else if you prefer.
You need help, Cirrus?
I might be, because I did zone out a little for this last half.
All right, Digi, go ahead and go ahead and start us off then.
All right. Last session.
Well, last part, part one.
Part one, we found out what Cirrus was doing yesterday while all the party was doing their things. He was examining the Rakdos lead that Lute had given him, which led him to a campus. And he did get some answers and some interesting insights. And then fast forward to, well, that's what he did yesterday. Turns out that his little gerbil might be fairly remarkable, all things considered, and work for a bigger bad. But that's not something the party really needs to worry about. They're not fighting that one. Then, Lute wound up in the care of Poison Grandma, her family, and his new adopted father, Merrick. Lute also had a very potent breakfast, and while he is traumatized, he does feel energized, super ready to take on the day, and that's why Poison Grandma makes breakfast. It's good for you. It's just how much is your life worth, really?
You'll experience life and death. At the same time.
And now your life will be harder to take away by force. It's an interesting trade-off. Then, he went over to Krei to confess his sin. To which Krei gave him an order to regain the party's trust. Then Elemen went with Cordon to pick up Nim. Meanwhile, Graham went to the Ensemble to have a little chat with Pluto and offer him some suggestions. He's having a really hard time writing to his former wife and the children that he has not seen for most of their lives. Turns out Nim's doing pretty well. He's advancing. Still very friendly with Malt. He's got a little moth girl that's, well, not little. A moth woman who is watching over him and following after him. And after some talking, things were revealed to Nim, and he did not take it well. Not at all. Not at all. That one of the things he needed, or at least believes he needs, is gone. Oh no. Terrible news, really.
Oh no.
So, he stomped back to Krei's house with the instructor behind him, so they kind of have to be careful what they say, but she seems cool with the mana pieces. Or at least she's not doing anything, which is as good as you can get from basically a court-appointed babysitter. and they were
These are
deciding
true
what to do
statements.
about Lute, as he is technically a traitor. And that's where we were last time. Unless I missed anything. Ah, yes, Cyrus was accompanying Lute because he left after talking with Krei to try to go back home because apparently Poison Grandma could potentially make something that works on ghosts or other undead things. And now I think I've covered everything.
Yes.
Yeah, I believe so.
Oh, addendum. The Rakdos College has potentially made a microwave. Lute was supposed to, Cyrus was supposed to tell Nim, but then he got stuck to Lute because he was very concerned about everything that happened to him.
Higher precedences kicked in. Originally, it was just to happily go ahead and pass it along. Hey, Nim, look at this neat little thing. But, Krei just told that they had an assassination attempt on Lute in front of Cyrus, and there's a lot of concerns now.
It's been a day.
Very.
I
It's
think
been quite the time. We can all agree to that much.
I think
Yeah.
I think Krei has been so good at keeping secrets for so long that now that he's trying to be honest, he's going too good in the opposite direction.
He's too honest.
To be fair, though, I kind of prefer that.
He has lost his tactful placement of information. But hey, it's a whole new field for Krei. This honesty.
Wanted him to be honest, and now he's being honest.
I didn't want him to throw common sense away for honesty.
The price you pay for not setting parameters, I suppose.
You told Gray to be honest about everything. You didn't say, hey, only be honest about certain things. So Gray's like, okay, well, shit.
Well, he didn't assume that you would try to kill someone that he
Hey,
essentially just told you that he believed was brainwashed.
You're assuming he's even trying to kill someone. He's just relaying the facts as he sees it.
Krei
What
knows
Nim does is up
Krei
to
knows
Nim.
damn
No,
well
he
that
doesn't. I explained this to you. He does not.
he knows Nim well
No.
enough to know that he knows that Nim at the very least is going to attack Lute. At worst,
He
going
did-
to
He's
kill
got a
Lute.
trainer for this now.
Who is just left at your house because Nim teleported out.
No, he didn't.
No, Nim's still there.
Oh,
Yeah,
backtrack
remember,
that.
remember they had to rewind.
Oh yeah, we
because
rewound it.
what's
Yes,
this
sorry.
about? What's this about
Well,
the knife?
At the very least, Krei did say Graham's opinion of Graham believes he has been brainwashed.
Plus,
Mhm.
following
Mind
up
control.
his own opinion that I don't believe it.
Yeah.
And then Elamig explained to Nim what brainwashing is, according to him. Or mind control, rather.
Mind control, brainwash, could be any number of things, really.
And then Element left because he was convinced that Lute and Cyrus are safe.
For the time being, anyway. For the time.
Yeah, he wanted to go do something after finding Nim practice with Maul. So he actually wants to talk with Maul himself. So he left back to head to the Celestia.
Ah, going back to the turtle.
Mm-hmm.
Then by all means. Is anyone else accompanying him?
No, Cardan's staying back at Crow's house.
Okay.
Cardan has done an awful lot of creeping out Element. It's time for the other lot.
Gotta get Cordon to his quota.
He is all creeped out. Now, let's see. Is anything happening over at Krei's house, or shall I just follow Element?
I'm good with you following Element for the moment.
I was gonna say,
Alright.
I could have a conversation with Cordon. It's been forever since the two spoke.
Would enjoy that, but I'm kind of curious about what Element's doing here.
Okay, that's fair.
All right.
I definitely want to get to Corridan.
No, I said all right immediately after you said that, and then realised I was muted.
Ah,
Okay. I'm just curious what Element's got to say to Malt. So,
alright. You arrive back at Malt, whom is very settled.
Element is approaching the giant turtle, and he's going to give now. Hey there, Malt. I am back.
Oh, Element. So soon. And alone?
Yes, we are having a bit of a situation with the thing that Ning got stolen, but there's actually nothing I can do at the moment. At the moment, unfortunately. But after I heard about the training that you did that you were doing with Nim and Silver, I actually got kind of curious about something. How did you know about what you may call it, Nim's and Silver's closeness to the point that they could do the thing that you taught them?
Well, they're always by each other. And from what I could tell, that they have a very powerful connection. So I just looked closer. And indeed, they share mana.
See. That being the case, I actually kind of got curious. Do you know how to keep a secret? Well,
I
actually,
sure hope I do.
I suppose you wouldn't be one of the guardians of the mana if you didn't. But well, enemy is gonna take Calcero out of his backpack to present it to. This is a dragon.
Aha.
Yeah, this is a dragon, a different dragon for Nib Isid. Apparently, more of them exists out there in other planes. It still feels weird of me to say that. I didn't knew about planes like 2 months ago.
It's remarkable. Hello! You're huge! I am very big. Biggest thing I've ever seen! Oh my god! Well, the biggest living thing. Am I really? Calaban!
Yeah, what, Cosero?
I want to go for a run. Get on his back.
What?
I want to see him run.
Ride
Cosero,
me!
Cosero, we can't just go on our vital mode.
But why?
Where will we go?
Does it matter? Everything will look the same once he charges through. Rubble.
Cosero, you know I'm a Boros. I can't just. I don't want the buildings of the city to just be mowed down for no reason. I understand. I understand. I understand. Riding on top of a giant turtle sounds exciting, but I can't just I can't just do it at the expense of others.
Fine.
Although, I guess Mob would know how to move about the city without breaking stuff. You Mold?
Well, technically, yes. You can go by the highways, and if I'm very fortunate, I will not cause any incidents. Otherwise, I would be a very slow and lumbering walk, but I can get around. After all, I'm very hard to miss unless they're literally blind.
Fair. Well, maybe some other time. That is riding on you wasn't the theme I came here. So, well, you see, what I actually came here to ask about is, well, Calcero here, has a bit of an interesting situation. The way I can describe it is that he's trapped on another plane. He describes it as a plane of death. And at the moment, he's actually projecting himself with the help of my mana, or something like that. Is that correct, Kursaru?
Oh yeah. Hey, big guy. Could you help us with our mana thing? I am bonded with him. Alright, let's have a look here. And he's going to crane his head forward until it's very close to you. Oh. Well, it's not quite the same, but your manas are entwined. To a degree, anyway. It's not quite the soul connection that Nim and Silver shared, but there is something here.
I
See
do
what we can do with this.
I am wondering about that. Does the I have no idea why my mind is bonded to Calcero.
Well, if I had to say, it comes down to a degree of luck and, well, synchronicity. You simply had the right wavelengths for each other.
Is that so?
Indeed. Were you not in the Boros, I believe you might be very much like him. In a playful sort of fashion.
Think so? I honestly couldn't imagine myself like that.
Well, that's because you've been in the Boros for all this time, but when it comes down to the basics, you two were very similar enough to, well, house him
See,
without issues.
I see. Hmm. Is there any sort is there anything that we could do that's similar to what Nim and Silver are capable of doing?
Hmm. Possibly. I'd have to explore yours a little more.
That
Because
is
you see, that's one of my abilities. And he's going to tap his head a little after reaching one claw forward. I like people, you see, so I can see into people.
a guy he literally sells into souls.
He has used one of his mana abilities to enhance his mana sight, so to say.
Fair.
I might not be as outright powerful as some of my compatriots, but I prefer to think. And see and understand. Hmm. Hmm. Well, I have some news. I don't think you can do exactly the same things that Nim and Silver can do. No, you've got your own branch, so to say.
Hmm.
Because as you are sharing with Kalseru is also developing mana through you.
Oh,
Yes. And in turn, you could borrow those. You'll have to develop them first, though. So, I will say, young dragon, welcome to Ravnica. It's a little late for it, but thank you. So, I'm getting my own mana? You have your own potential as an entity separate from element. That's wicked. What is this slang?
I don't
I,
understand.
I assume that is good.
I don't understand the way he talks sometimes either. He looks so majestic in his full body form, but like this he talks all week.
I was raised by a bard. Bite me.
See,
I don't want to. I've killed people like that.
Oh my.
Well, I suppose this is something that we can look into. I would love to see if you can help with um with developing Calceros' mana mold.
Well, yes, I do believe. I'd have to. What are your colors, young man?
Mine's?
Oh, of course. How silly of me. He's the same. They're the same as yours, Element.
Oh,
Silly me. So, I might not be able to give you the colors you need for developing in the meditation. But if you ever need advice, I'll be right here. Oh,
That is,
and tell your friends if they're ever confused or uncertain about what to do. I don't mind.
we'll keep that in mind. Thanks so much. Thank you so much, Mom. Elemi is going to give a respectful bow.
Not a problem. I hope you have good fortune.
Thank you. We're going to need to find somebody that can help me meditate. That could also keep your secret. I guess I could ask somebody in the ensemble.
Probably.
Well, we shall see. Well, I got what I want. I got what I wanted what I wanted to know, and then some now. I don't know what to do now though. I do wish I could. I do wish I could go and see and help Cyrus and Lute, but I have no idea. I have no idea where they would have gone in the board. No, I mean what was the district that they're going again? Hello.
Repeat the question.
What was the district that Lute and Cyrus went to?
They were going back to Morath's house.
Oh, Morris house. Okay. But they were going to investigate
Lute needed a poison that could potentially work on undead, which has to be either very powerful or very specialized.
okay. Oh, I remember it. Elemi just doesn't know where Lute and Cyrus were gone, so he doesn't know what to do in this regard, even though he actually wants to find them. Well then, I suppose I should head back into the to the Boros. I do need to do my job after all.
Meanwhile, at the fortress of Krei.
Yes.
Meanwhile, at the fortress of Krei.
The fortress of Krei.
It's Krei's Fortress of Solitude. Thank you very much.
Meanwhile, the Fortress of Creatude.
That sounds like something that would burn itself down.
Krei looks to Cordon. Tea.
I've seen you drinking this beverage before.
You don't know what tea is?
I'm not familiar with it, no.
Stand.
That is quite sad. Maybe even the saddest thing I've ever.
I
Out
know.
of character.
A British
I
man
love
that
this.
doesn't know what tea
There it
is.
is. I was going to make a comment about how you didn't immediately go, I have to know, have you never heard of this as well? Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, no, Cordan has never heard of tea.
Well, it's an herbal drink. It's rather simple. It's leaves that are steeped in hot, steamy water. It's a very calming drink. Quite enjoyable, if I do say so myself.
Herbs, are they medicinal?
They can be. Usually they give the tea different flavors. Sometimes it's dried fruit, sometimes it's something of a bit more of a bitter flavor. There's hibiscus. You probably don't know what a hibiscus is. Different plants.
Different plants produce different effects.
It's not really effects. It's not like potions. It's more just flavors. Like different animals produce different meats. Some of them have slightly different textures and flavors. Produce slightly different foods.
Ah, that I understand. It is a drink of enjoyment, then?
Yes. Depending on it, some help give you a little extra energy. Some can help soothe you for sleep. Often it's recommended to drink when one has a sore throat, but of course that doesn't stop you from drinking it and enjoying it at other times.
This does indeed sound interesting. Gordon's just gonna stare blankly at him as he thinks things over in his head.
I do like tea myself. It's rather tasty. Though I prefer meat. I should figure out how to make meat tea.
God, it's just Gordon just swivels, having completely forgotten Nim was there. Just swivels and looks down in surprise.
It's okay. I'm, you know, it's common. People don't remember me.
People forgetting Nim.
Yes. Anyways, did you want some? This one's called Angel Tea. I honestly don't fully understand what's in it, and it's honestly a bit bland for flavor. Perhaps it's a good introductory tea.
Ah, you were offering.
Yes.
That was a question. Then yes, I would indeed like to try some. He's also going to turn down to Nim and just go, "My apologies, my mind was elsewhere."
Oh, you're good. Where was it? Did Raylo get to you too?
Who?
Raylo.
Ah, I see the confusion. No, my mind was on other matters. I often consider an awful lot has happened recently. I sort that information away and think about it later. I was doing that now.
What were you contemplating?
A great many things. This world, this group, the dilemma before us, and the differences between here and my home. A great many things to adapt to.
And you thought it would be easy.
I have never considered anything to be easy. There is always unknown danger.
You know, this place isn't where I'm from either. What's your home like?
My home is somewhere I'd rather not be. The workshop, however, I could study, I could research, I could build in peace. I still don't know what went wrong.
Well, you know, I could probably take you back. I mean, if you don't want to stay there, then you can just come back here. But we could go back to your workshop and pick up some stuff. Help you feel more at home here.
Maybe once things have calmed down a little bit here. I've been helped considerably by your group so far. Little things, but they add up quite significantly. I would rather help and then, at a later date, return for some of my tools.
I mean, it would only take a few moments. A few minutes.
The workshop may also be a dangerous place right now. The experiment that, well, clearly did not go as according to plan, may have left the workshop in some sense of disarray, and with the chemicals and components being stored there, quite inhospitable to anyone without the proper protection. And he reaches up and then taps his respirator.
I'm a little sad Nim didn't reply. Oh, I have protection. See, I'm wearing armor.
And now he can't because you said that.
Yeah, it's like I was totally going to. I was just letting him finish, and then you come in with that, and it's like, well, great, thanks. Steal my freaking thunder.
Corridon does have quite the slow way of talking, so there's often gaps. So I believe Zim was waiting for me to be over.
Yes. Oh, it's okay. I can have protection. And he's going to make his armor resemble that with the mask and stuff that Corridon is wearing.
Corridon's just going to crouch down in fascination, have a look at your mask and just say, does that resemble it in form only, or does it contain the components?
He looks over at Krei.
There are important filtration devices inside this that make it useful.
Oh. Probably not. But I'm sure I could last long enough to at least check it and make sure it's safe. Wait! I know what we've got! And he's going to run over to one of the closets and bring out one of the hazmat suits.
That's right. We got magical hazmat suits.
Uh-huh.
From that one time.
Why?
Well,
Because-
I was going to have a touching moment there, and then you brought out a magical hazmat suit. Okay.
see, I could use this.
To be fair, I'm not sure the magical hazmat suits rated for chemicals and things like that.
They're
Well,
for
they're re-
protection against ambient magic, mostly,
They're-
but they can
they're-
withstand direct magic.
They are
It's
protection
very
against
much-
wild magic. That's the key thing here. And if they can protect against wild magic, I'm pretty sure they can protect against anything. Yes,
That's not actually necessarily true.
Ambient, yes. But the thing about wild magic is if they are rated for protecting against wild magic can literally produce anything. We could suddenly have a freaking nuclear bomb in the backyard if we've got with wild magic being around.
I don't think the suit would protect that. I think it protects you from being like transformed. It basically protects you
It
from some of
protects
the.
you from being affected by wild magic, I suppose, from some of the
But
if
wild
into a
magic
sheep or
creates
into a
an
potted plant.
explosion, it's still gonna kill you.
Well, yeah,
I
that's
mean,
what I'm
I mean-
referring to. But he's talking
So it-
about how Nim would need the filters and stuff.
Is there any way I can check over this just to see would it hold up against, acid and toxic fumes and alchemist fire, that sort of thing? God, I was just gonna
That's a
study
question for
it.
Digi.
I
Or
was
Enja.
asking that of Digi. Digi has
Sorry. I didn't realize the question had been directed at me.
Yes, is there any way Conan can check over this magical hazmat suit and see if it's effective against, acids, toxins, alchemist fire, toxic fumes, and the like?
Yes, he may.
But he asked if there was a way.
Oh. Well, I suppose there is the regular testing method, but just checking it over and pondering, I suppose you could roll investigation. To try and get an eye for it.
And drag.
A great modifier, but a low roll.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what you do learn. This hazmat suit is more built for energy deflection, so to say. But it is still a layer of material that seems pretty durable. So technically, anything that's spilled on Nim would hit the suit first.
Mm-hmm. Conan's going to ask Nim, do you have to understand how something works in order to copy it like that with your armor?
Digi? I have no idea.
Like if I showed him components, could he replicate them onto his mask or into his mask?
I
On his-
don't think so.
on his magical armor.
I mean, the shift, does the shift weave actually change properties, or is it only for appearance?
I think
It
it's
is
only
only
for
for
appearances.
So yeah, even if it looks like a gas mask, it wouldn't actually protect you like one.
I can see a way around this. Cordan, after some consideration, reaches up both hands into his hood and with a few clicks removes the mask and kind of fiddles with it in his hand, adjusting some straps, and then gently just slides it over Nim's muzzle and just that should work. Keeping his head down so that the his face is still covered.
I mean, I would like point out that Nim is he does not stand as tall as you, so you keeping your head down is probably pointed directly at him.
I mean, I did say that Cordan knelt down next to him.
Oh, okay, fair.
Yeah, he knelt down next to him to talk to him face to face.
Hey guys, since I'm sure that after this scene the game is gonna end, I'm gonna go ahead and head to bed myself. Getting kind of tired.
Fair enough. Go ahead.
Okay, good night, Maharu.
There, guys.
Sleep well, mate.
Have a good rest of the session.
Make
And
sure
you
you
sleep
watch
well.
it.
Yeah.
Rest well. Good luck.
Thank you.
No night.
Oh, the chaos brewing.
And then there's just a moment of silent contemplation, and he drags another cloth out of a pocket and just roughly into the hood, ties it around his face, and yeah, that'll do.
Arr?
You can
As
talk
he just
with it
tilts
on.
his head.
You can talk. You can talk with that mask on.
Nim begins to
I
instinctively
can
do
manage
that
it,
thing
you
where he
can
tries
manage
to
it.
pull it off.
No, he just tilts his head and looks with that. It was more of a confused noise. So, is this going to protect me?
I would still recommend wearing the hazmat suit over the top, but that will protect you against any fumes that we may encounter in the workshop. It is standard.
Wait,
Well,
if you
it's-
gave me
it's standard
yours, then what
equipment.
about you?
It's standard equipment for supervisors, so it's a better grade. I do not actually require it.
Well? Oh, wait. And Nim looks back at Silver. He's gonna need one too.
Cordan kind of clicks, not in frustration, just kind of like, dang it. And yeah, goes through his packs and pulls out another slightly more damaged and beaten up looking one, and holds it out. This is a spare. It's still functional, but it's only a short trip, so it will be fine.
Cool. Then let's go.
He carefully fits it over Silver's muzzle and makes sure all the straps are tight and secure.
We should probably try and bring back more of these in case we want to go back and bring others. Like Krei.
If you're... Korang turns to Krei and is like, If you are interested in viewing the lab, I'm not sure what condition it would be in. But we do have respirators for avian species.
Interesting. What was the purpose of this lab?
Research and development.
Of?
We were attempting to find ways of transferring goods across country instantaneously.
Teleportation. I'll have none of it.
It wasn't exactly going very well. Much
I'd
of our
assume
workshop
not.
space was delegated to other tasks.
Don't worry, it hasn't gone well in this plane either, and I'd rather not fiddle with it.
Indeed. From what Element told me, the one who disappeared when I arrived was dabbling in such as well.
Indeed.
I can only imagine our gates possibly connected, and that's what went wrong.
Oh, so we might find him there.
I somehow doubt it. I was supposed to arrive at a separate location. So if I arrived where he had been, he should have arrived at that location.
Well, only
As far
one
as
way to
aware.
find out. And Nim leads the way to the backyard after Silver and Nim get into their hazmat suits. I just imagine there's like 5 more in the linen closet. But yeah, they're going to the tree.
And Cardan will follow after them.
Digi.
All right then. So,
This one completely
How
caught
are
you
you-
off guard, didn't it?
a bit.
I have finally caught Digi off guard.
Oh, I'm fine with it. I just need to consider. Now, how
And
do
Kelso was like,
walk
how do you
to-
like life? Are you attached to it at all?
I am frantically typing what I imagined from, being expected to be
Yeah,
asked
no, I'm
questions.
just wondering, like, all right, Nim, how are you going to planeswalk to a plane you don't know where it is? Because remember when you decided to just go somewhere when you were practicing planeswalking and I made you roll those dice to make sure that you ended up in a plane that was even potentially habitable?
I want it noted. We're going through tree.
Oh, through tree. Okay.
And Nim already
Tree
has
will
an idea.
Okay. So tree will probably will probably tell you no if you I don't know. Just go into the abyss itself.
Well, yeah, if it's going into the abyss, yeah, the tree wouldn't let
Or
it
the
go there
elemental
first.
plane of water.
Yeah. Tree will make sure he doesn't wind up anywhere bad.
Of course.
But tree exists in all dimensions, all planes, so Nim's going out to tree. Hey, tree!
Okay. That's very good of you, Nim.
Tree!
Hello, puppy.
I need your help. My friend Cordan here, well, he's not from here, but I want to try and go back to, take him back to where he's from. We'll probably come back here. Oh, go
Krei
ahead.
stepping outside with a little metal tray that has a teapot and teacups on it. It looks like he's just coming to watch.
What does that mean?
But yeah, we'll be coming back here, but I want to help him get back to his home and help him get some stuff from there and help this place feel more like home. But we're not exactly sure how to get there, so I was thinking we could have, I could link you and him with memories and stuff, and maybe you can try getting us to where he's from those.
Okay.
Okay, puppy.
Tree's fine with this. Tree's fine.
All right, Cordan, I need you to go touch tree.
I thought touching tree was not allowed.
You may touch
Hurting
now.
tree. Hurting tree is not allowed. Plus, tree's
Does it
okay
work
with it.
through metal?
Embrace me, buggy man.
Buggy man? And Nim's just
Yeah, he
tilting
kind of
his
looks like
head.
a bug.
Kodan reaches out a gauntleted hand and just very gently places it against the bark.
Nim and Silver are also doing so.
Cordon, you feel a tingle run up your arm as if it is searching you somehow. Uh-oh. Yes, can go, but danger.
That's why
Expected.
Cordan gave us this protective stuff. We got
Oh,
armor
no.
for it.
Attacked by local danger. Like every single one.
Kodan tilts his head up and says, no, the not the hive, the workshop. And tries to direct those memories to the forefront of his mind.
Aye. Okay, got it. Well, I take you to where I am in that plane. Cannot be destroyed. But then you have jump to there yourself. And then come back and I take you home. This home.
Yes. Okay. Ready, Corrigan? Or Corrigan? Corrigan?
Corrigan, excuse me.
Now
Cool.
question. How are you going to teleport Corridon to the workshop when the planeswalking generally only carries you and Silver?
So that is something that I'm not as far as that goes. Planeswalking, as I understand it, can very easily be used to teleport across inside of one plane as well as between planes. However, I only know that teleporting someone with you between planes will result in them dying.
Normally. There are some exceptions.
But there's nothing that I'm aware of that says I can't actually take somebody and teleport with them in the same plane.
A solid argument. And therefore I will allow it.
Oh.
Obviously, I am not going to abuse this power, but something like this.
If it sounds reasonable, I'll give it a pass. And it sounds reasonable. After all, it's the transplane that kills people. Therefore, this is fine.
Yeah, trying to take them out of their plane, that's what kills them. But as long as I'm just going between one spot and the other in their same plane, yeah. All right, you ready?
Yes.
Yes.
Let's go, tree.
And you are taken to let's say initially it seems very organic. It looks like there's plants or at least animal made structures all about. And then the smells hit you. Oh my god, the smells. Everything is
through-
bad now.
Even through the mask.
Well, the mask filters out the hazardous things. It's the air itself that's. Oh no.
Oh, not.
No,
Oh no.
I mean, depending on the filter, that's the kind of thing is, it's
Insects don't care about smell. That is a non issue for them.
Even then, Cordan just kind of slumps slightly, like, ah.
I see why you don't want to stay here. Let's make this quick.
There seems to
Yep.
be somewhere out in the wildlands. It's quite refreshing out here.
Yeah. There is actually no other member of your hive around that you see. This is
No,
a
they don't tend to
non-populated
stray.
area.
I know there's no trace of my people anywhere near here because there's plants. There's green.
Can we get going? This place smells bad.
Don't worry, the workshop is better. And yes. Because he sort of reaches out a...
Nim starts by trying to bite onto his hand, in a holding gesture that is like, oh, right, this won't work. Just hold on
You're
to me, I
going to have
guess.
Just baps my hand with his head. Cordan just carefully gets a grip on his shoulder armor and just, yep.
Okay. And Nim is going to... Oh, right. Describe where we're going exactly?
Look in his mind.
Oh, yeah.
Shared sense.
And Nim's going to use telepathy to do so. Specifically, the detect thoughts ability that comes with it.
Yep.
All right.
Cordan
Think
is
very
thinking about
carefully about it.
Cordan pictures a stone-built keep, not unlike ones you may find in Faerun, out in a vast empty plain, and then deeper beneath it a stone hall of arches and equipment and tables and all sorts dotted around. It sort of focuses on what he could remember from the surrounding terrain as clearly as he can.
And Nim looks around to make sure that he has a good idea of this area and planeswalks.
And he goes, bringing Cordan with him to a workshop with a lot of broken equipment, and every doorway is blocked off. There's puddles of chemicals on the floor. It looked like this place was broken.
Well, I had hoped, but I suppose this makes sense.
What happened here?
We speculated if a gate was broken, there'd be a shockwave on either side. I had thought that when I arrived in your realm, in Ravnica, there was no sign of disruption. I guess that full force of it ended up here.
Is there anything that we could recover?
And Gordon kind of looks around and says, there should be a safe box. Contains most of my personal effects. He sort of looks around in the rubble to try and locate. Like that's the gate. That's the main entrance. That's the side entrance. That's the storage. My workbench was over there. And he points to one of the broken workbenches and goes over to have a look.
Nim is also looking around curiously about this place, looking at all of the random things. Is there anything particularly interesting to him that he might find?
What's the most interesting smell in this place?
I'm not sure he can
Oh,
smell a whole lot in that place.
The mask should be The mask should be filtering out most of that because most of that is toxic.
Yes. No. Due to that fact, Nim can actually breathe easier here. Admittedly, not as well or as acutely, still, but he can breathe without wanting to retch inside his suit.
How are you holding up? Is the mask working well?
Oh yeah, it's much better than it was out there.
Hmm. The workshop was located further back in the hinterlands. The air is cleaner here. And Corridan's gonna start shifting about the rubble underneath what he assumes was his workbench, looking for his cache of personal belongings. Moving aside debris and uncovering a large black chest or shell or some sort of container of black chitin. Chitin? Chitin.
I think it's chitin.
Chitin sounds right.
I've
Chitin
always called
sounds
it
like
chitin.
I read it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is chitin.
It's one of those
Think
things I've
so.
always assumed I was right, but never actually looked up to find out.
Same. Yeah, so he just digs out this large flat container of chitin. And just checking it's still sealed, and then looks around his workbench for anything that might be recoverable.
Is there anything alive in this?
No.
Very no.
Well, he was more asking Corridan about the,
Yes.
in characterly asking him, is there anything alive in the chest?
No.
Not alive per se.
Okay. Well, then I will be right back. He's gonna kind of awkwardly try to hold on to it, more just kind of standing over it while trying to grip it with his legs, and then try to planeswalk back to Ravnica with the chest.
Cordan's gonna spend that time looking for some of the respirators that should be left over. Probably in the storage. Any respirators or protective equipment, anything that can be salvaged from this acid splattered, rubble strewn mess. There's continuously this chittering and annoyance that this is what has happened to his nice orderly workspace.
Yeah, Nim is going to just take the chest back, pop back right in front of Krei, leave it there, and planeswalk back.
Krei's gonna look at the chest, look back, look at the chest,
And Nim's already
cautiously
gone.
open the chest.
The chest is clamped shut. It's large black glossy material.
I unclamp the chest.
The chest clamps itself back shut again.
Alrighty then. Krei gets out his sword.
Please don't fight my homunculus servant. It's been through so much.
Krei doesn't know it's that. He's like, oh, this is a chest. It's acting weird. Gave no explanation, just chest. Okay. Guess I could open this. Starts prying at it with the knife. With the sword.
The chest remains unfazed and shut.
He's going to place the blade perpendicular to the clamps. He's going to unclamp it, then slide the blade in so it cannot reclamp.
The chest is going to scuttle backwards and clamp itself shut again.
How is it scuttling?
Because it's his chest.
It's imagine it like the crabs from out from Pirates of the Caribbean. It's literally just clicked out some legs and scuttled back and then
No.
settled back down again. What?
I have.
Do you not like that?
I have the answer.
Yes,
Okay.
you do. I know you do. I know exactly what you're
Oh, what are
grabbing.
you doing? Hang on.
I don't know
This
where it is.
isn't the first time. This isn't the first time, but this has happened before.
Really?
Here
Okay.
it is.
I mean, I got the
Copy
idea from
link. Hold
I
up.
got the idea from one of our other games, NPC artificers who had a hermit crab, mechanical hermit crab.
Check the stream.
Check the stream. Okay.
Check the stream.
Yeah, this is our own original piece of artwork.
All right.
I posted
That
it
was-
in Guild Tales D&D as well.
Yeah, I see it.
Oh god, I can't even remember.
Can't remember what.
What his name was.
Chili Felix.
He had a no. Yeah, he made it, but that was your character's pet mimic.
Risforn.
Risforn. My god, it's been forever.
Oh, I was thinking more beetle chest, but there we go.
Oh no, this was a mimic, so like, yeah, it's
Oh, yeah,
not
that's-
perfectly beetle, but like it's got the little legs.
It's got the little legs. Right, it scuttles backwards far enough to be off of your sword and then just clomps back down again.
The others are going to come back to just see that in the chat and
They're
be
going to
like,
come back
what
and
the
they're going to have
hell?
to wait. They're going to have to wait for either the VOD or the
The
YouTube
pet
upload.
mimic.
But yeah, he's got little itty bitty legs.
Okay, well, meanwhile, Corridan's just salvaging masks and the occasional, as undamaged as he can find, tool in the mess and tucking them into pockets and into his bag.
Nim, after he comes back, is going to experimentally, he's gonna curiously try to push one of the doors open.
When he gets back? Gotcha.
Back with Corridan, yeah.
Yeah. I was going to say Krei's probably going to flip the chest over so that it can't use its legs to scuttle away.
It kicks in the air very unhappily.
Or can it just sprout the legs elsewhere? Krei gets it open and it's just a boxing glove that just springs out, punches him in the face, and then closes again.
My beak. Actually, that's a good point. Actually, would it just punch out and just impale itself on his beak?
Well, Zim, considering that you know some of the extra weapons that Corridan has about himself, it has a couple of tricks.
Oh, I am all for letting Krei suffer the consequences of his actions.
Krei's just sitting here like, what's in the box?
Krei's trying to open the box. Nim's trying to open the door, and Corridan's just sifting through the wreckage of his workshop, trying to find anything left.
So, Digi, is Nim able to get one of the doors open?
It'll take a lot of effort. You ask Silver for help
This
also.
hamlet shall not fall.
Oh, right.
Yeah, he'll get help from...
_Koki Ayahoshi raided my stream with 2 viewers.
Natsuru, hello there, and thank you very much for that raid. Welcome on in, everybody. Oh, we've lost Graham.
Oh. I suppose we have.
Yeah, he said in the Fantasy Grounds chat he's passing out now. He's really tired.
Fair enough. We have been going on for a while.
We have indeed.
We're only another hour into the second part.
That's still 7 hours.
Natsuru, thank you very much for that raid. How are you? How was your stream? Would you like a regular shout out or a random clip from your channel brought up? And yes, Nim is going to bring Silver over for assistance on getting the door open.
All right. It takes doing. It takes a lot of doing, but you are making progress. Okay.
Secrets. I want the things. Y'all just saw that load in, right? That wasn't just me. Mysterious tipped over baby powder. Ah.
Is
Stop
this
it.
Phasmo? No,
Fuck,
that
where
doesn't
are
look like
you?
Phasmo.
Door.
Might be the other one.
Door. Excuse you.
Which one? There's 10,000 of them out there.
Oh, that looks like
Oh, Slender.
Yeah,
Oek.
I was about to say.
But yeah, thank you for sharing your community with me, Natsuru. I will be in the chat when I'm available here, but we'll get back to the game.
Man,
So-
it's so weird to think that like Slender was such a big thing like 12 years ago.
Please don't do that.
God. Oh, God. All right, let me just slip into an existential crisis of realizing how old I am now.
You're old. You're old.
And I agree, Wostein. I'm gonna try my best to start splitting this one at the 4-hour mark instead of the 6-hour mark. So anyways, Nim and Silver are trying to push the door open.
It's slow going, but you are making progress. You could do it.
I'm just imagining like the Men in Black scene where he's pulling the table across the floor. That's kind of what it's like for Gordon.
Yeah, I won't say you're wrong. That is not a bad analogy.
Scream!
Cordan swivels to see what's going on and goes, huh, and then goes back to just looting the shelves of it. He's got a couple of masks, he's got some tools, a hammer that's been salvaged. It's going well.
So, what? They're gonna keep working on it. Now they're curious what's on the other side of the door.
Cordan's just gonna be careful of collapse. Make sure you watch the ceiling.
Well,
Collapse.
It's a very mechanical place with what were once lights on the ceiling and now more sparkling bits that basically occasionally sputter down sparks down a ruined steel hallway where it isn't caved in.
Nim's just looking back at Cordan. What the heck kind of place is this? I've never seen anything like this.
The type of place that was fortified at some point. Probably the only reason it's still standing. We've got an awful lot of work done here. I hope everyone is all right.
I mean, we could try to find out.
It would be rather detrimental for them, I fear. If this is the state the workshop is in, it means it was found. And they have likely gone into hiding.
Is there some kind of war or something?
Not anymore.
Oh.
There was a war, you're looking at the aftermath.
I thought this happened from your teleporter thing.
Yes, however, if this had happened in a place with funding, then we would have had we wouldn't have pushed so hard for an end result without thorough testing.
All right. We could maybe try and get a message out to them. I could tell Tree to bring any of them that are friendly to Ravnica.
Cordan is looking over the amount of equipment left and is just thinking, or says aloud, with the number of masks I am salvaging, untouched on the shelves, I very much doubt anyone made it out. If they did, they will have gone to the next keep.
Nim goes over and just gives a canid hug to Cordan's leg.
Thank you, Nim.
We can try and find them for you.
They will be a great deal safer without me.
If you're sure.
I am indeed.
All right. And Nim's gonna go back to carefully wandering about the facility a bit while Cordan is grabbing things.
While you do have to keep an eye out for sparks, they're not dangerous, but they are very startling. You come across more rooms that are more or less also destroyed, as if something from the sky just basically shoved in entire sections of the roof. And every now and then there is rods of steel that look partially melted. Like eye beams that just are from the ceiling to the floor that look extremely out of place.
I mean, to be fair, the entire place looks out of place.
You're right.
But
like this isn't even the same kind of metal.
Ah.
But I guess Nim wouldn't really be able to tell.
He wouldn't, but
I imagine there's cables and pipes and all sorts as well around.
Yes.
Now,
I guess they just look more different.
Fair. Are there any lights still working?
There are a few. Not everything is 100% destroyed. Every now and then there is a light that is still giving light. Not bright light, but it is still on.
Nim's gonna stop at one of these and just kind of look up at it. I wonder how they make it do that. As he looks over at Silver.
Silver asks if there are just some realms with tiny suns.
Oh, is that what it is? Hold up. You stand there. I'm going to get on your back and try and take it.
Silver braces themselves.
So Nim climbs onto Silver's back awkwardly and tries using his bag to pop it into the into his bag. The light bulb.
You get one of those long, narrow hospital bulbs.
Oh, even better. He's gonna go around collecting all of them that are still seem to be working.
Ah.
Alright.
Let's see how many you collect from your wanderings.
He's got no idea that they're not going to be actually functional when we get back. But right now he thinks he's collecting magical light rods of mini sun stuff.
You collect 7.
7? Cool.
Yes.
Cordan, meanwhile, is attempting to reach up through a hole in the ceiling to a higher level, and is just partially taking apart his robes just to reach up higher. It's fully extending him. He's like 7'1" already, but he's like fully extending. Has taken off one of his gauntlets just to get that extra bit of reach. To fish down some long copper wiring and some of the bits and pieces that are hanging from the ceiling.
There are quite the materials. You just have to filter them out from the wreckage.
Hmm.
I have literally added them to the inventory as mini sun light rods. Nim is still going through the place, looking at anything that seems intriguing or interesting.
Cordan's just chittering in mild annoyance and just decides, yeah, he's just going to climb up the wall and onto the ceiling to try and get up into the next floor.
I'm sure Nim would be a little freaked out seeing that, but luckily he's not there.
Yep, he's collecting.
Cordan's just occasionally stabbing his tail in to get a better grip.
So is there anything else of interest that Nim might, stuff that looks neat to Nim?
Well, apart from all this, there are many things that could look neat. If he could tell it apart from wreckage or just warped metal.
Well, that's why I'm asking if it looks neat to him. I don't know what's here at all, so...
Alright. What Nim could tell apart from the wreckage in Cordan's workshop. Let's see. Does he have any interest in saws? Or
he understands
equipment?
He understands the use of tools and stuff, and I mean he uses them for his cooking. Not
what
necessarily
about these
building. Huh?
What about these capsule containers that seem to have a nozzle on them?
What color are they?
They're orange.
Do they have any markings on them?
They do.
Can Nim tell any of the markings? I assume any writing would be in another language that he wouldn't understand, but I'm pretty sure I know what you're describing,
Yes. There are markings on them in a language that you don't really get. The markings are in black, by the way.
Okay. I'm assuming these are fire extinguishers?
Yes.
So, fire is a pretty universal symbol.
Yes. Yes, it is.
So, Nim's probably going to be like, Silver, I think these are, like, portable fire or something.
But why would you want portable fire? That's just trouble. That's just
I could see uses for it with cooking.
How do you even control portable fire? Do you just open?
That might be the case.
Hold on. Wait, hold on. Stop everything real quick. Do you not have the concept of a torch?
In what
very
sense?
cumbersome
Do you mean like a
silver.
blowtorch or a torch that gives light?
Like a torch that is fire.
That is very cumbersome for silver because they would have to hold that in their mouth.
I imagine it something like that would be common in the Izzet, but
They understand
I feel
the
most
use,
other people don't like fire.
They understand the use of, you know, of a regular, you know, wooden torch. However, for them, they're seeing a symbol of fire, and it's like there's a nozzle on it. It clearly is meant to, like, as far as they're concerned, they think it's supposed to shoot out of that side. Like it sprays fire out of one side.
Like, just bring some flint. Just bring some, for God's sake.
Well, I can't really use flint.
Nah, you're right.
Nim's gonna shrug and start taking some of them. How many does he get?
Well, Silver is wanting to know a bit more about these, so she wants to, like, open one like a can. Sorry.
Okay.
Does Nim do anything?
No. Nim's gonna be... Well, Nim's gonna look back if he notices and be like, I'm not sure if we want to open it that way. Might be better to open it elsewhere.
But how do you get the fire out? How much is in it?
You know, that's a really good question, actually. We could bring him back to Cordan and ask him.
Silver agrees to this. You collect 3 fire extinguishers.
Cordan is still on the ceiling, pulling piping and out of the ceiling and checking to see what condition. If it's crushed, he just leaves it alone. If it's straight and in some sort of usable condition, he's just packing it away in his bag.
Magical fire sprayer cans.
Yep. It's a good thing you convinced Silver, or they were about to take a lot of force damage and foam damage.
You say and foam damage?
Yes.
Also, aren't they both wearing masks, so they can't?
I mean,
like,
they were
fight
about
through
to
it?
open a fire extinguisher with their mouth.
With their mouth that is
piercing
wearing a
damage.
respirator.
Actually, Cordan does make a good point.
Oh yeah, you're right.
No, they could be
I
trying
mean,
to
they
open
were
it with
gonna.
their claws.
They'd have probably tried anyway.
Yeah, just rubbing the mask against it and being like, oh, right.
I mean, Nim did do that
Oh,
with
wait,
Cordan's hand earlier.
They're not accustomed to their mouths not being open to the air.
It's very hard to get used to because they're so used to having this.
Yeah.
How else do they interact with the world other than bite?
Or lick. Sometimes they lick.
Licking too.
But they're still going to be exploring around. Again, taking it slow and careful, watching the ceilings and stuff. But they're looking around until basically Cordan calls them.
Cordan's gonna try and salvage some of the welding nozzles. Not the. He has cantrips to reduce fire. He just wants the nozzles and the any of the tubes and the guns that are left, and the welding rods. He's just going through and he's noticed that it's gotten darker. It's gotten darker in the workshop, and he could have sworn there were more lights.
They're still
But
going.
he walks under one and
Yeah.
looks up and sees. He looks up. He looks up under one and just sees the empty socket. Like there's no glass in it. Like
The bulb is gone.
so, looking around on the floor, like, where's it? What? I walked under this one to get to my desk. What? Huh.
Nim does like to collect some shinies, so
Yeah, they're shiny things.
he does have a curious nature to himself. His problem is that he typically gets into trouble with his curious nature, because he kind of just acts on the curiosity instead of thinking about, what might possibly go wrong from feeding a quantum ham to a tree?
Yeah, a tree that is basically ravenous.
Colin's going to pick up a bit of. He's got a bit of wiring. He's got some tubes. He's got some respirators and possibly a welding gun without the tank, and the chest that was taken back first. Who is entertaining Krei at the moment?
What is Krei doing at this point?
It's a good question. Well, I had it upside down. I was going to try to have it upside down, then try to pin it down, then try the thing again where I try to jimmy the latches with the sword so that they can't shut again.
Well, with the legs flailing in the air near your face, one of the thicker ones divides into a pincer and just snips at you.
It would be more near his belly, and he just would not do anything. He does not react to that. He just lets it happen.
Oh.
But he's still trying to pry it open. This is not deterring him. This is only driving him further.
Two of the clamps on either side sink into either side of the chitin and then sink into it and fuse shut around it.
What?
Two of the clamps on either side have pierced into either side of the chitin and have now just sealed shut around it. They've locked into place. They can't be pried off. They're just...
All right. He's going to start stabbing the chest.
Oh, no. Poor thing.
Well, it's made of the same stuff as Cardan, so it's quite sturdy.
Well, yes, but it's still getting...
It's going to get damaged and chipped, and it's going to get sad, yeah.
No.
Where is Master? Where is he? Why am I stuck here with this one?
I'm being assaulted.
Kenkus and shinies.
Peck, peck, peck. Stab, stab, stab.
Why?
So, is there anything else of interest to Nim that he's finding?
He's finding other canisters, but these are more gas canisters.
Hmm.
Oh, so they have cloud symbols on them.
Sure.
I wonder what these are. Maybe they'll be useful. He's gonna start collecting them all.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
He doesn't really have a concept of what is and isn't damaged, but if he thinks it's not damaged,
I mean,
he
he
takes
sees
it.
some that looks like they exploded.
Well,
Because
yeah.
there is another red canister, but this one doesn't look like the fire canister. In fact, it's completely unmarked.
Ooh. Unknown or unmarked.
There's only one though.
Magical sprayer can.
It doesn't have the nozzle on it actually, like the other ones did. It doesn't have any writing on it, and it even seems a little rusted on the outside.
Unmarked magical red can, then.
Okay.
And any other canisters that you were mentioning, the gas ones?
Yes.
Would you like me to describe or put in any notes for you primarily? For when I probably don't look at these until, 5 months later and are like, so what did this do?
I'm making a note. However, there are 2 blue oxygen canisters and 3 helium canisters. You know, for when Nim figures out how to release one and then wonders why he's so high-pitched.
Exactly. And the, what color would the helium ones be?
Strikingly enough, the helium canisters are green.
Okay. Green cloud cans. And 2 of those as well?
3.
3. 2 of the oxygen.
Yes.
Okay. And anything else he's finding here?
Not really. Nothing that doesn't seem undamaged.
I mean, even if it's damaged, it might still be interesting.
Fair enough. What else might be here that is interesting, even though it's probably unusable?
Some of the machines might have contained gems or glass and battery cores, so whether or not they're still intact after the machine has exploded remains to be seen. But they could leave behind some pretty bits of dust and fragments.
And it's quick and easy for Nim to gather those.
Yeah. And Cardan's going to look through other people's desks now and...
Anything in particular?
Specifically research notes. Anything on anyone else's projects, because he couldn't look at other people's projects before, and now they're not here.
You're right. And there
But
are.
their desks
because
are.
this was probably not a priority thing to bring once this place was absolutely under assault.
How many pounds of assorted gem, battery, and glass fragments could he acquire?
How many can you carry?
Yes.
What's your encumbrance?
I mean, if his saddle pack is full, then he just sticks them into his bag of colding.
Each of which probably have a weight limit of 500.
Now, the saddle pack, I believe, is whatever his carrying capacity would be, which is 165.
Oh, right. It's just modified.
Yeah. Because he can't really, tie a bedroll onto the pack and stuff, so it's bigger on the inside to hold those things. It's not so much it's got expanded storage, it's just like actually expanded storage, basically. Because, typically with a backpack, you're not just storing everything inside the backpack. You're tying it onto the sides or the bottom, the top, etc., etc.
19 pounds.
Okay. Cool.
And Corridon gets his research papers.
Yeah.
Alrighty then. Past this, I do believe you have taken most of what you can't take. Unless Corridon is after more.
I think there's probably little left.
Nim is going to wander back
Try to
to...
see if some of the computers are still active. See if you couldn't. Well, if you wanted. Then again, there's not computers back in Ravnica, so all you'd be able to do is browse.
I think what he would do with the computers would be to stop and make sure to wipe the hard drives so that anyone else coming in. Clearly, the rest of his team has moved on, so anyone that would be searching would be possibly the enemy. So he's just going to spend time wiping the hard drives.
On the few still working computers, they get wiped. You know what you're doing.
Nim probably comes back in the middle of him wiping them. He just sees the glowing screen and Corridon making clicky clacks.
Says, another sun! Get it!
Yeah! Well, no, he's got that one. But
oh, okay. He called dibs.
Yeah. Nim's gonna go over to one of the other ones. Probably one of the ones already wiped.
Just steal an entire computer. Why not?
Why not? And definitely the little clicky clack thing. Well, actually, I mean, they're
the good mechanical keyboards. They go clicky clack really well.
Yeah, he likes the clicky clack. But they're probably all
just going to watch an amusement.
They're probably all connected, by wires and stuff. So he probably just literally brings the whole thing into his bags. Monitor, tower, everything connected to it.
The server tower.
Somewhere off in the distance, we just hear a crash as that server tower happened to be holding up something.
Somehow the entire server room The entire base goes into your pack.
That would be very hazardous.
He just brings Corodan's entire workshop building back to Ravnica and plops it down.
What, highly toxic chemicals and all?
Yes.
God.
Now, I'm going to have to. The moth puts her hands together. Is this littering? What do I What do I charge this? Grand littering?
I mean,
how do I teach him not to do this?
I mean, doesn't Krei own the surrounding homes as well around his house?
Yeah. What? No, Raylel does. Plus,
Raylel
this is huge.
Yeah, true. This is absurdly massive. This is an advanced research base underneath an ancient stone castle. You've just brought the whole hill with you.
But
you
no,
just gave the castle the biggest basement it's ever had via empty space.
Realistically speaking, I don't think he quite has that powerful of a ability with his bag. But I could see it maybe going for like 5 feet of cable and then just like cutting the cable.
On second thought, Corridan takes a couple of the mechanical keyboards as well because they've got useful components in them.
They give the satisfying click clack with
and
every
they get
press.
the satisfying click clack.
Nim is definitely going to be taking several of the click clacks and computers with them.
He's in full loot mode.
Corridan's going to have to come up with a battery for him just so he can have the glowing screens on.
The mini suns.
The mini suns.
Corridon's having fun. He didn't
Corridan
expect
is having fun watching this, yeah.
So, how many computers does he steal?
Oh my god, well, whole sets or?
He is definitely taking every single clicky clack that he can find. So whether it is attached or not, that is up to you. And what full thing he gets. And just for the sake of organization, just tell me how many are actually in working order and how many are not, and how many are just clicky clacks.
All right. You end up with 12. However, only 4 of them work.
All right. So 4 working computers. And 8 broken computers. And any random clicky clack keyboards around that he takes too?
The ones that are not with the computer sets?
Yeah.
There are plenty. They seem very durable somehow compared to everything else because there are 32.
Excellent.
Wait, 32 what?
Clicky clack keyboards.
Ah. Oh yeah, you're gonna have plenty of spares for all the other keyboards that people have dropped coffee on.
Oh no, Nim's totally going to just line the floor under the pillows in Krei's house with these. Krei's gonna be walking around and just hearing
click, 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 click.
God damn it! Another round of looting later, and all the remaining computers wiped.
Yeah.
Shall you planeswalk back to the tree?
Yep. Unless there's
Yep.
something else that Cordan wants.
I think whilst he's wiping computers, he might snag a couple of the circuit boards out of them. But that's it.
All right.
Roll, tell me
Miscellaneous.
how many I salvaged.
No.
Oh. Alright.
All right, fine. I'll roll for it.
Yay.
$13.
Yay. Thank you.
And he would know if they're in working order or not, so...
I mean, I assume he doesn't keep the broken ones. They have to be useful.
So, yeah, we'll planeswalk back to the tree, take the tree back to Ravnica. And come upon Krei trying to break into the chest.
Yep. Stab, 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 stab.
What are you doing?
Oh, I'm trying to open this chest. Stab, stab, stab.
Stop that. Leave it alone.
Why?
Because it's mine.
Oh.
I mean, at this point, this thing might be more holes than chests. Krei's been left alone with it for a while.
It'll repair. It can be repaired.
Just had it open.
At this rate, I think Krei was having fun if he still hasn't gotten the contents.
That chest contains my personal effects.
Ah, well, it would have been nice to know that before I tried to open it.
I'm not sure if you noticed I was in another realm.
Indeed, but this chest was dropped off.
Cordan just chitters in mild annoyance, and his tail snakes out from under the robes, clonks the chest back upright, and it scuttles under his robes, under his hem, to hide.
I thought this was a really big chest.
It's not. No, it's like a. It's hard to.
You described it as a really big chest. That's why Nim took it back first.
Is it more
I'm
like
trying to show
jewelry
off with my
box or
hands?
apple box
No,
size?
I'm trying to. I don't know how to show it other than do it with my fucking hands. I'm still in a call. Hello.
Do you have any
I will put that. I will put
boxes
that in the
that
airing
we could
cupboard
look up?
when I can. Sorry, can you repeat the question?
Do you have any corresponding boxes or equivalent things that we could pull up?
Yes. I have an IRL box. I can just drop you a. Yeah.
Just make sure you put something that's recognizable next to it as a, size reference.
30 centimeter
banana?
ruler. No, I got a 30 centimeter ruler.
How long is a 30 centimeter ruler?
Oh my. 12 inches.
Oh, okay.
A foot-long banana.
There it is.
Yeah, like you described it as being really big, so Nim was like, okay, I'm gonna take this back first, so because that's gonna be a lot to carry.
I was thinking that would be 12 inch. I mean, I was meaning like a 18 to 20 inch long trunk. Like you could carry it in two hands in front of you.
Okay.
Rather than a massive, yeah.
Still probably big enough that Nim would have taken it back.
Oh, yeah, still big enough that it would Nim would have taken it back. But what I mean is, it's scuttled under the hem of Corridan's cloak, and then behind him, and is just kind of hiding behind his legs on the other side of Krei.
Okay. So still plenty visible.
It doesn't fit under there fully, but it's like it's tucked itself between the back of his legs and his and the back of his cloak.
I will be asking
It's like
us
hiding
to
under his cloak.
Start drawing this to a close because I am getting tired.
Yeah, I was not expecting us to go to Corridan's plane today.
I've been wanting to get you actually involved in this game for a while. And I had an opportunity.
I was perfectly content running with this. Hey, no restrictions. If you want to go and do something and you have a plan to do it, go do it.
I love that you just run with this world.
Absolutely.
And honestly, helped me figure out some of the blurry details of his background.
That's why I love exploration like this.
Yeah.
I very much do as well.
And I feel that now, Corridan greatly appreciates Nim and Silver and is now bonding with more of the party than solely Element.
Hooray!
Hooray!
Maybe not Krei, though. Maybe.
What?
Nothing, don't worry about it.
Krei, I also got these. And he's gonna pop out one of the clicky clacks. And just use one of his paws to step on it.
It makes a lot of clicky clacks.
What?
I don't know what it is. I call it a clicky clack.
Keyboard.
That's some instrument.
Keyboard?
Keyboard.
Krei picks it up and examines it.
There are a lot of symbols on these little divots that you can press down on.
This looks like some form of lexicon. A weird one.
It is a writing implement of sorts.
It's got a tail.
It's like a stiff scroll.
You would depress the keys that correspond to what you wanted to write, and it would record. It would record what you wrote on a separate device.
Oh, I think I've seen some of these that these were making. Something called a typewriter.
Similar. Yes, thank you, Weinstein.
It's like a much more efficient print press, but I don't see how it prints.
This one would require the rest of the device, which was... It would not function without a specific power source, and
As
we
Nim
do
is
not have the
popping now.
facilities here.
Nim pops out one of them. Oh, you mean these?
Huh. Indeed I do. However, they would require, again, a power source that... Well, it wouldn't be impossible. It would take a certain amount of time and experimentation to get it up and running.
Oh, so you mean like one of your mini sun things?
Mini sun?
Yeah. And he pops out one of the lights. Oh, wait, where'd the sun go? Why is there no sun?
Cordan's gonna reach down and just carefully pluck it from Nim's grasp. If I may demonstrate.
It out in front of the he popped it out on the ground in front of himself, but yeah. Sure.
And he's gonna carefully hold. He's gonna remove a gauntlet for one, and just carefully pincer one end of the.
What kind of weird, creepy hand does he have?
Oh God!
Were you not lurking when Element discovered it?
I wasn't before, no.
You don't see the hand, you just see the talons emerging from his sleeve.
Do they look like bird talons, or do they look like...
They look more like just long points of dark chitin. You don't see the joints. The joints you imagine are further back in the sleeve, but the talons are... Let me use my ruler with its American measurements on it.
Oh, look at you. Trying your hardest.
The talons are between 7 and 8 inches long. Just carefully and very precisely just gripping the end of one of them as Cordan casts Shocking Grasp on the other. And the flash of electricity makes the light glow. And then
you made
fades
the mini
as the spell
sun work. Oh.
Less of a sun and more of a... Hold on, that's just a light bulb.
Yes. They all require power. And the computer's a great amount of power.
What's a computer?
Cordan just taps one of the monitors that Nim set down. Nim had produced the big boxes. These... Well, this is a monitor. The computer is all three pieces. A monitor, a tower, and a keyboard.
Oh. So
the tower
with power,
stores
we
the
can
knowledge.
Have suns.
Indeed. Though I am not familiar with the creation of these particular bulbs. My field of study was more mechanical than electrical.
Oh, so we can't have the mini suns?
If we can get the light working, it could be a project I shall have running inside.
Nim is just wagging his tail excitedly.
I suppose it could also make for good training. And he just zaps Shocking Grasp through the bulb again and tries to maintain it for as long as possible.
Oh,
before
yeah!
letting it fade again.
What is this? And Nim pops out the unmarked red can.
Did you?
Pardon? What?
Nim's pulled out the unmarked red can.
Oh.
What is it exactly?
That's propane.
Ah.
The generic shoot for explosion barrel.
Yeah. Cordan takes quite a few steps backwards from it. That I didn't. I did not look for one of those because I did not believe they would have survived the devastation in the workshop. Those are full of compressed flammable gas. It's a
So
fuel
they are
source,
fire
but,
sprayers. See, I told you, Silver.
They are explosive.
It's a bomb. It's a bomb.
Oh.
A bomb implies a device set to ignite it. This is merely a fuel source.
Yeah, for portable fire.
Indeed.
Cool. I will make use of it. And he pops it back into his bag.
Do not use that indoors.
Well, no, I'll probably use it when I'm out and about trying to find a way to cook something.
I highly recommend against it. Used improperly, it will... Used improperly, if it were to ignite and explode, it would destroy an area the size of this room. And he gestures around at Krei's large pillow room. Just...
I mean, we're in the backyard still, but...
Are we? Okay, well... It will destroy an area the size of that room, and he points towards Krei's pillow room.
Oh. And Nim kind of very carefully nudges it towards Corridan before stepping away. Maybe you should hold on to that. Oh, and these.
Maybe I should.
And he pops out the rest of them.
How many of these unmarked gas canisters did you acquire?
Oh, there was only one of the unmarked ones.
So hang on. So the smaller ones, out of character, the smaller ones are the fire extinguishers.
Yes.
Yeah, he's got 3 fire extinguishers, 3 helium cans, and 2 oxygen ones.
Oxygen tanks.
Ooh, interesting. And Cordan picks up one of the fire extinguishers and turns it on tablet, and he's like, "Oh, this one's actually surprisingly useful."
Well, yeah, I thought I could use it to spray fire and cook something.
This one does not spray fire. This one extinguishes fire. Should your fire get out of hand, this will put it out.
But it says it's got a fire symbol on it.
Yes, for use during a fire.
Oh.
It was one of the many safety precautions we put in place, along with the respirators. At that moment, he kind of pauses and then reaches into his coat and pulls out an elongated respirator meant for covering a beak and passes it over to Krei. Oh, you did express an interest in one of these.
Indeed.
He just hands it over.
Wait. If those put out fire, I could probably use them to train Calcifer.
Are you going to have Calceru compete with a fire extinguisher?
No, Calcifer.
Oh. Right.
The Inferno elemental he's got in a jar.
I remember. Also, that's very cruel of you. However, extremely funny.
Hey, it was influence that caused him to be jarrable.
This Calcifer, they produce fire?
Oh, yeah. And Nim pops out the jar.
Ah, an elemental. Fascinating. I've not seen one this up close before. He just crouches down to observe it whilst he's fitting his talons back into the standard chainmail gauntlet. And then re-securing the straps.
I still need to find time to train him. Also, what is the moth lady thinking of all this?
Oh, yeah.
He's wondering, where the fuck did you go? And now you're back and just dumping these things on the ground like, well, he did leave my sight, but I can't even imagine where he got those. So let's just see if a missing items report comes in.
Missing items from the Izzet.
I mean, to be fair, they've apparently got a tracker on him, so they'll know where, like, that he's not even... They'll know that he just literally popped out of existence for a bit.
Mm-hmm. Cordan pauses for a moment as something's just occurred to him. He's like, yes, my respirator. Could I have that back, please?
Oh, yes. And then we'll move closer for him to be able to take it off.
Help.
Silver, too.
Yep, he removes the mask from Nim and then from Silver before sort of pausing to clean the cleaning the insides of what's the term? Condensation or anything left. Just Harry wipes the inside of the bed and just sits there or stands there just adjusting the straps back to something that will fit. How do you feel? Any breathing problems?
As far as I'm aware, Nim's fine, but Digi?
Yes, he is fine. The mask worked. It worked well.
Oh, I feel great.
Marvelous.
Now I guess we gotta find somewhere for you to set up for you to put all your stuff. Great! Can you stay here?
Yes. We've already made that arrangement.
Oh. Well, great!
Indeed we did, but things seemed rather hectic before, so I elected not to stay at that time. If the offer is still available, then I will gladly accept.
I will state things have been rather quiet here. Most of the excitement has been happening elsewhere. It's probably fairly safe to be here now. More or less.
As we just hear a zap. Ah!
Why would we hear Zap?
Did you forget the joke earlier about people trying to constantly break in and just getting zapped by your security setup?
Fair enough.
All right, let's go ahead and wrap this up. I think this is a good ending point. Yes?
Yeah.
All right.
You've been holding it in, Wolstein.
All right, everybody. Thank you.
Oh.
I no longer hear Zim.
Oh, yeah, no.
I don't hear Zim in the stream.
No.
Me neither. Well, seeing as I'm hearing the...
I hear the end.
Okay, there we go.
Yes.
There we go. I should be working now.
Welcome back.
Yep.
I don't know why my mic decided to randomly just stop working there, but thank you all so much for joining us today for Guild Tales Dungeons and Dragons Season 2, Episode 30, Part 2, A Tour of Rakdos Campus. Check out our website, zgfgaming.com. We've got links for our Discord, Telegram, Twitter, Patreon, and more. There on the website, as well as down in the description below through our link tree. Thank you to my patrons, donators, and subscribers. It is because of your support that I'm able to continue bringing these streams to you all. I really cannot do this without your guys' help and support, so thank you. Consider becoming a patron over at patreon.com/zgfgaming. It is one of the best ways to support the channel, though you can also do so by simply sharing the stream around. But for now, thank you guys so much for joining, and I bid you all the most fondest adieu. You guys can say bye.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
I awaken to say goodbye and good day and all, and yes.
Do you mean you awaken? You've been giggling throughout.
I'm halfway asleep. I'm almost there.